Dragon Ball Super has been a ton of fun recently ever since the Moro arc, as they continue to introduce new ideas and build off of ones prior. Moro gave us a character whose power rivaled Ultra Instinct itself, and Granola has brought misuse to the Dragon Balls in a new arc that seems to be at least somewhat centered around Frieza again. One avenue that seems to still have no clear plan of being revisited anytime soon is the character of Broly, as we await some form of Dragon Ball Super news that hopefully includes the Raging Saiyan from the most recent movie, who by the end of his rampage had actually befriended Goku and those on Universe 7's Earth. The Dragon Ball Super Broly movie has been out for years now, which introduced not only Gogeta, but Broly as well to the universe of Dragon Ball officially. However, since then, we've gone through literal years of Moro, and now another arc that looks like it may skip out on including the Saiyan again. One thing I'd want more from a continuation of the movie in Dragon Ball Super's manga or the anime is a more in-depth look into the lore of Broly and even his father Paragus before he passed. In another timeline, Paragus would face the same fate with his son Broly, attempting to defend him from King Vegeta's death sentence, but a twist would make this story take on a completely different turn than we ever thought possible. This is a story called Dragon Ball Apex that takes place in a time that trails far before the age of Goku on Earth and the many times he went on to save the universe. In fact, this story may completely alter the events that we saw in the main story. This is Planet Vegeta in the age 740, the legendary home of the Saiyans, responsible for a mighty warrior race, and where history itself is about to take a very different turn. At the royal palace, a voice shrieks out begging King Vegeta for mercy. This is when we see King Vegeta himself upon the throne, as he tells Paragus that he won't discuss this matter any further with him whatsoever, and that his son's fate has already been settled. Paragus argues that his son could be of great use to the king and to consider other options. With his power, Paragus goes on, we could even overthrow Lord Frieza, but King Vegeta cuts him off, saying enough, as he extends his hand out preparing to blast him away. Preparations have already begun for his exile, King Vegeta says. If you hurry, you may even be able to give him some parting words. Paragus and the king share one last glare between each other. Paragus storms out of the room at full speed in order to intercept his son's fate, but he may have already been too late. As he makes his way to the infirmary, he daunts himself about needing to find Broly before it's too late, but as he makes it to his destination, he sees Broly is already being picked out by the scientists. As the two scientists take note of Paragus and freak out, Paragus immediately blasts one of them away as the other begs him for mercy. Well then, Paragus says, preparing to blast him away as well, if you want to play soldier, then you can die like one too. As Paragus finishes disposing of the soldiers surrounding Broly, he grabs his son, rescuing him from King Vegeta's cruel sentencing, and the two, after committing treason here, abandon the king's fleet. Dragon Ball Apex was a quick little fan manga I found recently, just literally looking around online, and since there hasn't really been much news concerning Broly, I figured you guys would love this one. If you guys want to check this one out for yourselves, the link to the original story will be down below in the description box, so be sure to go check it out. Also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload, and if you have been enjoying all of the Dragon Ball content recently, consider leaving a like on this video as well. It really helps out a ton. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball related content, guys. But without further ado, as we return to Universe 7 in the midst of Broly's scheduled exile in the year 740, Paragus has broken him out, and now the two must escape immediately before King Vegeta and his army find out what he's done. As he flies over the kingdom, he says that he needs a ship, but the hangar is too heavily guarded. But where else can I find a ship right now, he thinks to himself. This is when he notices something or someone beneath him on the ground. Below him, Bardock walks through the wasteland with a Saiyan space pod on his shoulder, carrying none other than, of course, Goku. Paragus smirks as he notices the ship and his plan begins to come together. He descends to the ground and begins to approach Bardock, who lowers the ship once he notices Paragus behind him. Paragus bows before him and presents Broly as he tells him, "Kind sir, my son is in great danger. Please allow us to use your ship so I may get him to safety." Bardock of course doesn't take too kindly to the stranger as he is attempting to save his own son right now. And he says, "Why should I care about your kid? What makes him so special?" "No, you don't understand," Paragus stutters. "Broly, But at the mention of the name Broly, Bardock has a premonition as he sees the entirety of Broly's life and the path he's meant to be on in an instant, nearly bringing him to his knees with powerful visions. As the powerful visions wear at Bardock's mental, he places the ship down and tells Paragus that they aren't supposed to be here right now. Paragus has no idea what he's talking about, but since playing nice didn't work, however, he says, "You can die," he roars, as he suddenly blasts Bardock with a powerful energy wave, engulfing him entirely and seeming to destroy him in the process. Paragus's blast levels the wasteland and goes crashing into a cliffside, taking Bardock with it as Paragus has finally gained the ship he's been searching for. "Now then," he says as he approaches the space pod. He rips off the door to reveal the shocked and startled Goku, who'd been stuffed in here previously by Bardock and Gine, but in this timeline, a different string of events have occurred and now Paragus grabs Goku and removes him from the ship. He tosses a crying Goku aside and throws Broly in the ship in his place, telling him he better survive this, and replaces the door. He seals the door onto the space pod, but in the distance, a crying voice yells out to Bardock that he has to get up. Nearby, Gine reveals herself as she holds Goku, telling Bardock that for Kakarot's sake, in their future, he can do this. "There you are," Paragus says as he then takes aim at her, but before he can fire, a beam comes out of nowhere, stunning him as it seems Bardock has made his return before Paragus can send Broly off. "I won't be beaten by a pathetic blast like that," Bardock says as he returns to the battlefield as the fight for the space pod and the coordinates to a little planet called Earth threaten to go underway in Dragon Ball Apex, a clash between fathers. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed the video as always. Dragon Ball Apex was a pretty cool little fan manga I found while I was just riding in the car a few days ago, and seeing that it had both Bardock and Broly in it, I instantly had to do a video on it. As of right now, I'm not really too sure if it's still ongoing because this is the only chapter I can find, but since it does include the Dragon Ball Super version of Broly, I can only assume that it is fairly recent, so I'll be sure to keep this one on my watch list for updates. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like down below if you haven't already, because it really helps us get new eyes on the content, and that's always great, especially on this road to 400k that we're so close to. Be sure to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload, guys, and don't forget to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball and anime related content. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.